Hello and welcome to VG247. I'm Alice and I'm chatting with Kirk.
Hello.
And Kirk has played about 3 hours of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is Vikings Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed with longboats. So, is it like a big departure for the series?
Not really. I'd say it's more of a refinement. It's instantly familiar if you've played Origins or Odyssey, but there are some tweaks to the overall feel of the game, and I'd say the most major change is obviously the setting.
Which is 873 AD England, right?
Yeah, and it's like the whole of England, so all 7 kingdoms. I only got to see East Anglia, but I zoomed out of the map and it's all there. Even Lincolnshire, where I live, which I think that's the first for video games, because why the hell would anyone live in Lincolnshire? But the setting changes the feel of the game, because England at that time wasn't very built up. The Saxons famously didn't build many castles. There's a few churches, battlements, abandoned buildings, but outside of that it's mostly like farmsteads and small towns. I haven't been to London, because London's obviously there, down in the south of the map. So I've no idea if that's much more built up than the rest of it. But obviously because of that, it means parkour, which is a staple of the series, is less of a focus. You spend most of your time on horseback or snaking through the rivers on a longboat. It actually feels a bit like playing The Witcher 3, in all honesty. There's like a whiff of Velen about the world. The way the sunset like seeps through the trees and there's like an orange glow, and it's all flat and nice and kind of desolate as well.
It really looks beautiful, but it's still an RPG, right?
Yeah, it is, but it feels like that's less of a focus when it comes to combat. So people still take many hits, they're a bit spongy, but I managed to stealth kill everyone that I crept up on with no problems. But in older games like Odyssey and Origins, sometimes you'd sneak up on someone and stealth kill them and it just hurt them. But here, everyone that I stealth killed died. I don't know whether that's like true for the whole game, well, or whether regions are like gated by levels so you can't stealth kill everyone, but I hope not, because you should be rewarded for sneaking up on people. I think it's called Assassin's Creed, not beat everyone up 20 times to kill them Creed.
So catchy, that title.
I think you should be rewarded though for stealth killing, and it's meant to be a game about being an assassin, right? But even though it moved away from that somewhat. But yeah, when it comes to conversations, it's an RPG through and through. You make big decisions, you decide who lives and who dies.
He deserves death, Oswald. That's our way.
And you dictate what kind of personality your Eivor has, whether you're a man or a woman. You can also shag who you want.
Nice.
One of my clanmates actually offered to show me his ploughing sword, but I said
no.
Yeah, I said no because I thought I didn't want to get the YouTube video demonetized. Don't demonetize.
That's very kind.
It's okay.
So what's new?
There's a few things. The first is dual wielding, so you can put almost any weapon in your main hand and one in your offhand. So you can have an axe in your right hand and a shield in your left. You can have a flail and a shield. You can have a big two-handed weapon in both hands. You can even have 2 shields if you're feeling really freaky.
Why is that so weird to say?
I don't know, I just thought it was a stupid way of saying it, and I love saying things in stupid ways. So.
Yeah, I've noticed. But why would you have 2 shields? What would that actually help you with? Just bonk people around the head, like.
Yeah, just bonk
together.
people, bonk people. You can bonk people with shields, or you can just bonk people.
Great.
Like I said, you can bonk whoever you want in this game. It's pretty cool.
Even your shields.
And your ploughing swords.
Oh my god.
There's also a new stun system where you can stun people with arrows or melee and finish them off with a big like canned animation. So like there's one guy, I just took his spear off him, put his spear through him and then like pinned him up like a warning to his friends. It's pretty cool. It's also really weighty, so you feel like you're connecting with the hits, whereas in the old Assassin's Creed games it felt like your attacks like went through them. Like heads and arms fly off as well, so it's the most brutal Assassin's Creed so far.
Yeah, that sounds savage.
And then the other change is your health system. In previous games your health would like regenerate between fights and you'd use potions to top it up mid-battle, but here you use berries and mushrooms picked from the land and your health doesn't automatically recharge, so you have to kind of disengage between fights and explore the land a bit. It makes you pay more attention to your surroundings rather than just pegging it between waypoints.
Mushrooms and berries. Tasty. Always heals you up, doesn't it, when you're out and about?
And it's vegan.
And it is vegan, very vegan. That's what we like to see. Plus 10 points from me. And what about what you do in the world? Is that the same?
Yes and no. There's still viewpoints to climb to highlight areas of the map and create fast travel points. There's still enemy encampments to take out, but there's a few new things as well, like drinking mini games. The one I played, I was at this wedding, and I decided to try the drinking minigame first, and you basically got to tap A rhythmically to the chants as people shout skull, and you go off balance as well, so you got to rebalance yourself. Yeah, you just get more and more pissed, and it gets harder and harder as you do it. And then after that, I went to do the other mini-games around, and I was still pissed to do them as well, so I was doing the arrow shooting mini-game while drunk, which is quite good.
Oh my God. It does sound like a wedding, to be fair.
Yeah, and then there's flighting, which is Viking rap battles, which are historically accurate, believe it or not. I love these. They're about rhythmically insulting your opponent, so you choose the best of 3 options and throw back witty retorts. I only got to see a short one, but it seems pretty cool.
They say you're a coward who runs from a fight.
And they are sorely mistaken. I'm known for my might.
I also recruited a cat for my longship, which is something Vikings actually did as well, like the rap battles. If you thought Vikings were cool before, then cats on a longboat.
That's so cool. Oh, I'm gonna get it just for the berries, mushrooms, and cats, I think. There's also the raids, right? Vikings are pretty famous for those.
Yeah, there's big story raids and little optional ones. The story one saw me head into a castle with a formation of longships in the night, and there's flaming arrows raining down on us, and you're pulling your shield up to block them because you don't want a flaming arrow through your eye. And then when you make land, we're fighting soldiers and smashing down gates with battering rams. The idea is to murder everyone and steal their treasures, because that's what Vikings did. The smaller raids play out the same, but on a smaller scale, usually without gates and the epicness.
Epic. It sounds really good, actually. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, so I'm really into the setting. I think there's a lot of potential there. I do have to say though, it didn't feel anywhere near as polished as Watch Dogs Legion. I wouldn't be surprised to see it get delayed. I think it would benefit from being delayed actually. Obviously this was an early build and we're playing it by stream, so there's those caveats, but you could say the same about Legion, and I didn't see anywhere near as many weird little bugs and stuff when I was playing that. But still, I'm excited. It's a huge world to explore, and I only saw a tiny fraction of it. There's 6 other kingdoms in England, a slice in Norway, and even some surprise locations, according to Ubisoft. And
surprise.
Yeah, I love surprises, apart from, like, you know, pandemics.
Great. Cool.
Yeah, and there's like the upgrade system looks like Final Fantasy X Sphere Grid. It's this big thing with like loads of branches, and it feels like you can really go ham customizing your own Eivor, which is pretty cool. And you can put tattoos and haircuts on them as well. So I can't wait to get stuck into that and do Fashion Vikings.
Fashion Vikings.
They
tried to put me on the cover of Vogue, but my longboat was too long. Anyway.
and the ploughing sword.
Oh God, yeah, the ploughing sword. Great, that's cool. Can't wait for that. So thank you very much, Kirk. It sounds really exciting actually, and it looks really pretty. So that's all I need to be excited about a game. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please do like it and subscribe to VD247. We'll be covering Assassin's Creed Valhalla more when it's out as well, so make sure you check back on the channel for that, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Skull.